Assalamu alaikum. So today I want to talk to you guys a little bit about why Arabic and learning Arabic is so important. Now, the number one reason why most of us probably want to even think about learning Arabic is, of course, because it's the language of the Quran. It's the language that Allah chose out of all the hundreds, thousands of languages He could have chosen. He chose Arabic to be the language for His word. And so that makes Arabic kind of a big deal. And I think a lot of us realize that and appreciate that. And if you heard any lecture about any Arabic, you'll be like, man, it seems like such a deep language. It seems like one word can mean a million things. How could I ever learn it? It seems like this far off, far-fetched thing. But actually, it's not so bad. One of the things that Allah says in the Quran is, وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ فَهَلْ مِن مُدَّكِرٍ. He says that Allah has made learning the Quran easy. And so is there anyone who would remember and take take that chance? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to learn. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to remember. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to learn the Quran. And He's made it easy for us. Unfortunately, it's us who we make it difficult for ourselves. And I think a lot of times when you hear about Arabic, you hear about this depth and this richness. And that's if you go to that level and you go to that scholarly master level. Of course, to master anything, they say it takes 10,000 hours to master anything, right? And any more you put in is, of course, furthering that mastery. But you can still learn a little bit in 10 hours. You can still learn a little bit in 1 hour. You can still get a good introduction. And that's what we at Quranic, that's what we believe. We want every person to have that access to just enough to where it keeps them going, just enough to where it helps them to connect. And if they want more, we have that too. But I think it's really important that we pull down this brick wall that's basically saying, if I can't understand all of it, I'm not going to understand any of it. But that's the wrong way to approach it. We don't approach anything in life like that, right? If you don't want to call the plumber, right, and you go and you try to do it yourself, you're like, I can figure it out. I can figure, yeah, plumber might be able to do a perfect job, but I can figure it out. Same thing with Arabic. With some guidance, with some direction, you can figure out the basics, right? Not so that you can claim to be, a master of it. Of course, that's not the point, but so that you can connect. So when you hear the Quran in Ramadan, when you read it in your prayers, when you're reading it on your own, and you read about Musa, and you're just like, man, this is the story of Musa. This is not just it's not just words. Of course, the recitation has blessing, and the words have blessing, but it's not just recitation anymore. Now it is meaning, it's understanding, right? It's going from watching in black and white to watching in color, from watching in 2D to going to now to 3D. That's the difference. So I encourage you all to just get started. Just set up a time in your calendar and say, hey, I'm going to go on YouTube. I'm going to find something somewhere, right? And I'm going to get started. 10 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day. I really love the Pomodoro technique. One of my students introduced me or reintroduced me to it. I'd always heard about it, but he had actually used it, where he would learn for 25 minutes, set a timer, and then do 5 minutes. He would take a break, watch cat videos, right? Then come back and do another 25 minutes. And that's how he maintained his learning, and he was able to achieve his goals. And so we make time for everything else. Let's make some time to connect to the Quran. Let's make some time to learn Arabic. All right? Well, that's it for me. I'll see you guys later.